Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for love for the week of August 16th through the 22nd. Out of the traditional Rider-Waite deck, today we have the Star card, the Emperor card, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Really feeling, Taurus, as though this is a time for you to live in your truth. And I think that you're ready to live in your truth. I think your heart is wide open. I think you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone to really find what it is that you're seeking. And I think the biggest thing of all is that you are open to face the facts with the facts, right? I'm really looking at that Star card there. I think as though in the past you may have been very emotion driven in terms of making decisions. You allowed your emotions to kind of take over, and it got in the way sometimes, I think. And so at this point in time, I think you realize that the emotions, making decisions based on your emotions, really hasn't landed you in the best space. And I think you're starting to move differently. I think your decisions are being more guided by thoughtful action, intentional action, right? And I think that this is a time for you where you've decided to stop making excuses, right? I think that you're out there looking for the evidence. You want the hard facts. You want to be able to have those receipts at the end of the day, right? And so you're not getting caught up in this illusion, so to speak, of seeing something for what you want it to be instead of what it actually is. So you're seeing it for what it is, right? What it's showing up as. And so I think that when you're ready to push past this and live in your truth and step outside your comfort zone and all of that, it's really setting aside all of the expectations that kind of come with traditional societal norms. This is you following your own intuition, living for you and not what others think. And so it's a beautiful energy here at play. I think that there's a lot of gratitude that you have coming into this and moving through this. I think that that's one of the things that keeps you radiating so brightly, right? It's a very high vibrational energy, and so you're shining very bright through all of this. I think that this is a time where you're feeling yourself a little bit, Taurus, right? Like you are out there taking yourself to fancy restaurants, upscale restaurants, right? Treating yourself, allowing yourself to view luxury not as an indulgence, but as something that you deserve, something that you don't need to earn, just something that is important to you, right? It's starting to become important to you because it holds your frequency, right? And so when you feel as though you're treating yourself well and enjoying life, it compounds the joy that you experience. And so I think that you're not holding any guilt for any sort of indulgence. I think that this is a time where you may have decided to take responsibility to establish a lot of structure and order in your life. And I think if you look at that Emperor card here, the globe in his hand, really feeling as though it's brought in so much stability on this side of feeling worthy of all of these luxuries, feeling worthy of this beautiful life that you're creating. And so you're showing up for yourself, right? And you respect yourself, and this reflects. And so it shows in how you carry yourself, how you dress, how you treat yourself, right? And I think that even just finding that you're finding delight in little things that you do for yourself, whether it's buying yourself a new piece of clothing or finding these earrings or something in the store that just really feel really cute, and you put them on and try them on, you feel good in them, right? And so they look cute and you feel cute in them. And so really feeling like you're allowing yourself to eat the chocolate cake and to buy the flowers and really just indulge in this energy simply for the joy of it. Just simply for the joy of it. So it's really attracting more and more joy. It's a beautiful energy. So I think that the word empirical, or the words empirical love, kind of come in with this. So I think that it's really attesting to the fact that you're not looking to be baited by anybody by simple attraction or by what they have or what they can offer you or what they've achieved, right? When you're looking out there seeking your partner, you want something deeper than that, right? I think that this is a space where you've had a lot of emotional satisfaction in your life now, right? Where you've learned to be your own peace. And so you're looking to have somebody that complements you in that and not add to um, any issues, right? You want somebody to bring more peace to you and more joy to you, right? So you're attracting that. And so looking at this, I really feel as though you don't have to prove your worth to anybody, right? And I can't remember the song. I didn't look it up, but there is a song that the lyrics here that kind of come in as I was looking at all of this and feeling into the energy. The lyrics are, don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test, right? So you're really out there pushing your limits and in terms of pushing beyond that comfort zone just to see, like for the fun of it, just to see what shows up for you. And I love that. I think it was really in the past a time where you may have had a lot of relationships that mm, that you had to kind of deal with like little tests, right? So to speak, I feel as though these tests were brought about by somebody maybe giving you the silent treatment, or maybe when they didn't get their way, they may have threatened to leave the situation, not intending to leave, but just saying that to be hurtful and to see if they could get you to comply, I guess, for the lack of the better word, to their demands or their wishes, right? Maybe they did things even to make you jealous to see if you were invested, right? Just little tests, and you're no longer interested in any of that. That just seems like nonsense, right? And that's what I really feel here with this with this red bird on that star card, really feeling like this is you expressing yourself and leaving nothing to doubt. And so if somebody presents you with something like that, I feel like you'd easily walk away from that, right? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to give them an explanation, right? They show up as themselves, you show up as yourself, and you either vibe or you don't, right? And I think that you're beginning to start to evaluate love based on how the person shows up for you, right? How they express their feelings. And I think that you're holding out for someone that's practical to really be able to build a long term relationship with, something that's rooted in tradition, right? To build something with someone who's dependable, someone who you can rely on, really coming in with this emperor energy. I feel as though starting out, you and whoever you're connecting with, I think that there will be clear boundaries with expectations with one another, and the energy feels very grounding and secure. Okay, I think that this Knight of Pentacles here as well, it's something that's built to last because you've taken your time to build it and to nurture not just the physical aspects of the relationship, but the emotional aspects of each other, right? And together, your emotional aspects, the dynamic that evolves with the two of you together. So it's a beautiful energy. I think that you realize that love requires a lot of dedication, and so you want your partner to be a consistent source of love and honor and respect. And I think this is where you could really become a safe haven for one another, even in less than savory circumstances, right? And I think that that's in uncertain times or in hard times, right? You lean into one another and not allow your dynamic or your connection to be affected by external noise, things that are happening outside of the relationship. So that external chaos that typically we have stresses in our lives, and that in turn affects how we act. We're programmed, right? And if it's affecting our nervous system with the stressors, it can really very easily bleed over into that connection. But I think that moving into the connection with the two of you, it's an easier connection, right? I think you're leaning into one another, you're working together, there's a lot of teamwork. And I think that it's important that you be very honest with one another so that you can stay loyal and have one another's back no matter what. And I think this loyalty, it doesn't need to be proven. It's something that's shown. And that happens as you weather all of these storms together. It builds the bond that's stronger and stronger. So I do think with this energy, Taurus, there's a lot of divine timing at play too right now, where um, you may find yourself in the right place at the right time, right, to meet this person. And it's something that you won't, like, it won't go unnoticed, right? I think that you're going to find that that will happen, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like I almost didn't even come here, but I came here because I felt like I really needed to and I wasn't sure why. So I decided to go there. You're putting yourself, you're following your intuition, you're putting yourself in exactly the right place and right time to come upon this person, to meet this person. Okay, so um, I love this energy here for you, Taurus. I do so hope that it resonates for you. If you've made it this far in the reading, thank you so much to each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you're in the know of all of the new content as it's released. Also, don't forget to check out your other aspects of your birth chart. We want to make sure if you're looking for a clearer picture, you're looking at those as well. So you want to be watching your sun, your moon, your rising, and especially your Venus sign to see how this energy plays out in your current situation. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon. Take care.